Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to thank the Chair and committee staff for carefully considering and putting two of my bills on today's agenda, H.R. 3360, the Driver Technology and Pedestrian Safety Act, as well as H.R. 4376, the AV Safety Data Act. Both of these are attempting to address knowledge gaps in automotive safety. If you've been in a car made recently, you know the driver experience has been changing. Touch screens have been quickly replacing switches and knobs, requiring an increasing amount of driver attention. The user interface of these touch screens also vary widely from car to car, but there has been little research on the effects of these on driver distraction. The Driver Technology and Pedestrian Safety Act would direct NHTSA to study the effects of these technologies and other changing conditions on traffic injuries and fatalities. I'm proud to have the support of the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety, Advocates for Highway and Auto Safety, National Safety Council, and now the Center for Auto Safety. So, Mr. Brooks, I want to thank you for your support for the bill, and could you share more about why you think this bill is, quote, necessary, as you put it in your testimony?
I believe it's necessary because currently there is no research that's been conducted in these systems to determine whether or not we need to put more efforts into figuring out if they're creating distractions for drivers and potentially resulting in crashes. And it's a very difficult data collection because you might have crashes where you're not sure what was taking place during that time period. It's going to be, a very difficult data collection to make, but it's necessary that it's done because, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has been looking at distraction for a couple of decades now. And, the touchscreens were never really on the menu then. They were looking at phones and at some of the distractions that existed from the early 2000s. But now with touchscreens being deployed and frankly demanding a lot of driver attention, they're moving a lot of the features that operate various systems in the car to touch screens, migrating those from buttons that might be a little more intuitive for people who have driven for a long time. I think it's really necessary to identify whether touchscreens are contributing to distraction, but also, whether the features and potentially some safety features, such as wipers and other things that have been migrated to touchscreens, are posing difficulty for drivers accessing those functions while they're operating the vehicle.
Thank you for that. And switching topics, I would like to go back to the safety of autonomous vehicles, which I mentioned in my opening remarks. My bill, the AV Safety Data Act, would require reporting VMT vehicle miles traveled. Having this data is important because we essentially do not have the denominator to be able to calculate incidents per mile. This bill would also require reporting when AVs stop in the middle of roads and intersections, these unplanned stoppages causing safety hazards or preventing first responders from getting by. For example, just last week, an AV in Miami stopped on a bridge, causing a major traffic backup. Human drivers had to go into oncoming traffic to get around it. Just a few weeks ago in San Francisco, there was a power outage. There was a widespread meltdown of hundreds of AVs operating in the city, causing chaos and confusion as to how police, fire, and other agencies should deal with these new vehicles. These examples also highlight a lack of coordination between AV operators and emergency responders. In addition to closing the data collection gap, I am developing legislation to address this, and I hope to work with the committee on it. But there's no question that collecting safety data is an essential first step, and I applaud some industry leaders for being willing to share that data. But cherry-picking data in a one-off press release is not a stand-in for standardized data reporting to a government regulator. So, Mr. Brooks, again, could you share more about why you think expanding NHTSA's data collection would help inform policymakers?
Yes. The first thing I would say in that regard is that currently we are only receiving, or NHTSA is only receiving, under the Standing General Order, reports of crashes or incidents that could produce injuries or vehicle towaways and that type of thing. What I think is more important is to figure out what the problems are before they occur. And so looking at disengagements and other unplanned stoppages and things that AVs are doing that might be able to tell us about ways to prevent those crashes from occurring in the future is very important.
Thank you for that. And thank you to the committee again for your work, and I yield back.
Thank you. And the chair now recognizes Mr. Kane for 5 minutes.